In the bottom left, representing USA and friends, we have Mr.Cat versus Emo Chap, aka Emo Chapington. Up in the top right, presenting Team Puck. And we have Twins versus Tenri. This is a very... I don't remember the last time I've seen this matchup. But I feel like they both go for some kind of similar win conditions where they like have a groove and they want to use that to try and like force an end to the match. I'll be curious to see.
I think it's pretty interesting because they both like both twins, and especially on this map in particular, like both twins and Tenri have the option of like kind of pressuring the enemy barracks that is exposed and win that way. And so they have alternative win conditions.
This is a very unusual opening from Emo. Mr.Cat has a big econ lead. They've taken a lot bigger chunk of the map. Like this mage went all over, like went all the way to the other side. We've got Tenri on low health right now, but she's gonna get healed up on this village, so she'll be fine. But yeah, Emo has a little bit of work to do as far as like getting across. But there's a thief come out.
Interesting, and the balloon to ferry it if it's needed. Thinking thief usually, if you can get it out, can be useful on this map, but you might you need to control center for it to work, and that can be complicated.
And everything's sweeping down to this bottom side now. Even seeing a sword just run up and hit a knight. A very interesting play.
I think it's like sort of what I call a... I mean, I don't really call it anything. It's just a strategy I do from time to time, where you basically like leave 1 or 2 units like further away from your army to bait the opponent into starting a fight, thinking that it's a good fight for them, when you know, you've got your whole army behind it, so it's not actually. We see the witch in response to the dragon. Pretty classic, considering Mr.Cat had the lead early game. But now it's pretty much back to even.
Yeah, I'm just really curious what this thief's gonna do. Like, it's just kind of been chilling. Like, there's been a whole bunch of village targets for it, and every time Emo's just gone, well, I could just get Tenri Groove here, so I'm gonna do that instead. And wow, she's just gonna continue to hit stuff. Ooh, nice sword crit. All up there. And yeah, just like a whole bunch of damage coming down in this bottom right. And Emo's looking pretty good here.
Yeah. I think Mr.Cat didn't really do anything with his lead. Like, he had the lead, but it looks like Emo is the one that had the lead from the beginning.
Yeah, and like I mean, I guess the dragon was, you know, the big play. That's like the big buy that came out there, but yeah, I think that's kind of it, really. And is the dragon even gonna do anything? No, it's just gonna sit there. I guess it's afraid of the witch.
Yeah.
Up in this top left-hand side, actually, Emo's like pushing pretty hard. Okay, that harpy's in danger, but looks like it'll be okay. Which hex comes in? Just a whole bunch of like damage from these swords. The thief eventually comes in and actually does something. Yes, that steel. It's in a position where I think a sword crit will kill it. Yeah.
Yeah. I might need the hex for that. Oh, never mind. Heals the sword.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm a little bit ahead of you now, I think. Ooh, Twins just walks up and hits Tenri. So
Yeah.
what's gonna happen here?
I mean, he's on the mountain, but he had the hex first, so it's a decent like hit.
Yeah, we're gonna see. Oh, dragon gets yoinked. Puts right next to a mage crit, so that dragon did very little this game. It just kind of sat behind the witch. Was a bit scared, and then
I mean, I don't think you need to groove the dragon if you're in Emo's position. Like the dragon did nothing this game. You can just leave it.
yeah. But I guess this way, you know it's gonna do nothing because you've killed it. But
And we see
yeah,
like Emo has 2 witches, so witch crit not gonna happen.
and now we see like twins have fire. So that's quite scary. They're like approaching the enemy stronghold, so you know they could force the issue. They could throw fire down. What's Emo gonna do? Big mage shield comes in. Tenri's gonna kill a dog. This is very good. Very good value for her. And Emo's actually just gonna keep pushing forwards. I really like the archer hit on the enemy knight because that's the big unit that can actually do damage to Emo's army up at the top left. So yeah, that's really good value.
And that means the Emo's knight is now uncontested right next to the HQ, so there's gonna have to be an answer. I'm surprised we didn't see. Oh, I mean, we are seeing the first golem because they are usually pretty good on this map.
Yeah, I guess they've been focused on like that dragon, and there was like a bit of a witch arms race for a little bit, which Emo kind of snuffed out with the groove. And yeah, now actually that's a good point about if the dragon gets picked off, like you can build golem safely, and that kind of opens up that option for you.
And we're seeing the dog just walk in front of the knight.
Oh, and we're seeing Emo just go for this stronghold, and actually I don't think there's enough to defend it.
Yeah, the knight is in a position where it's very hard to hit it if you don't have any indirects. And you know, in past versions of this map, you could like build a treb to like punish these sort of movements. But that's a thing of the past.
Yeah, and now Mr.Cat's kind of just trapped on this bottom right corner. Don't think they can actually stop the 2-turn lethal on the strongholds.
No.
They really need to, if they were going to, they would have had to have had an archer last turn off of that bottom left. But they didn't really, oh no, especially not killing that sword either, and yeah, they're just like, oh, that's it. I'll let my stronghold get killed.
They're trying to get some kills and do as much damage as they can before going out.
Yeah, but that was a nicely played game from Emo. It was a very strange opening, but
yep,
there's a good recovery from that point. Mr.Cat built a dragon and didn't do anything with it. I think that was
Yeah, I mean, Mr.Cat had a big lead from the opening, I'd say, but didn't like capitalize on it in any way. And then like the game kind of just happened in whatever way Emo wanted, basically.
yeah, and I feel like, you know, we were focusing a lot on this bottom right, but the top left, it was like Emo was just playing very well up there and able to like eventually open up or create an opening where like they could just kill the enemy stronghold and nothing could be done about it. Yeah, and I that thief actually is such an interesting play because it creates a lot of threat when you're with Tenri as well, where you could do something like you run the thief and you feel like a barracks or something, and you could just move the thief out. You just like completely stole your opponent's ability to fight you down there. Henry has like some really cool options with thief, but we didn't really see them get used. It was more just like the threat of the thief that changed the game.
I guess Thief is a good option to decap the barracks from full HP. I didn't really think of that. It's actually really good because sometimes you get to a point where your only like point where you can push is onto the enemy barracks, and although I mean usually like all sides of the barracks are taken, so a thief can't really get in. But you know,
Yeah,
Tenri's pretty good at creating sides too.
that's true. And like Emo was saying in chat, the reason they went for the dragon was largely because like they were ahead in army value, and like if you just knock down the dragon, then you're even further ahead in that front. So that makes sense. Like just from a raw numbers perspective.
Yeah, I
Your
mean
opponent has
it's also like the easiest play to make, and you're like you know what you get. You kill the dragon.
yeah, like and you know it opens up the options. Like Emo built built a golem on that side after the dragon died. It's like oh yeah, it's actually a really good play because like the big threat to golems is dragons. So yeah, it was good. So we'll play to Emo taking game number 3 for Puck. So Puck already winning against USA, but there are still 2 more games. All the games get played out in this format,
And we all know
regardless.
the 2v2 is the most important one.
Exactly. All right, let's go to game 4.